Okay, this is Orlando Wilson. What I want to talk about in this video is something I class as negative brainwashing, which is very, very prevalent. And it affects a lot of people, even though a lot of people don't realize it's affecting them. And a lot of the people that's doing the brainwashing don't even realize what they're doing and how they're negatively affecting other people. But this is something you need to be aware of. And again, it can affect people greatly. And again, it can end up killing a lot of people's goals, ambitions, etc. before they even start. Why? Because they're told they can't do things before they start. And they believe what people are telling them. Now, a few years ago, there's an Israeli guy called, I think, Noah Harari. I might be wrong. Brilliant guy. And he come up with, I think he said this at the World Economic Forum, that people are programmable. And he's 150% right. And a lot of people jumped on board with what he said. There was a lot of negativity towards him about what he's saying is wrong and he shouldn't be classing it as that. He was being 150% honest, and he was stating fact. People are programmable. People have been brainwashing other people for centuries, since time began. A classic example of that to me is patriotism. A lot of people, they're born in a certain country, even though that country might be not too good for them. They worship their country, they fly the flags, they'll go to war for that country, they'll die for that country, they'll kill for that country, unquestionably. To me, these days, I'm not big on patriotism. You should question everything. One country I'd say is the most brainwashed is the United Kingdom. They have a monarchy, they worship the monarchy, even though that monarchy is exploited and abused them for centuries. It's not even a British. I think the House of Windsor, I think the royal family in UK changed their names in 1917 or something, because before that their name was German, so they changed it to the House of Windsor. So this is where you've got the British being ruled over by a German royal family, and they worship them. They get dressed up in fancy dress, and all the Brits are out waving their flags and telling them how wonderful they are. We won't talk about Prince Andrew and the sex scandals and the $12 million payoffs and everything else, and how he's not under investigation by the British police for having sex with a minor in the United States. But they're royals. They can do what they want. Well, this is how they have people conditioned to think. So you see, just from those two examples, brainwashing has been around for a long time, and it affects a lot of people. Now, on a personal note, if you're dealing with people, if you're dealing with negative people, and they're telling you constantly you cannot do something, don't do this, don't do that, don't do whatever, or you're not good enough to do something, in the end you will end up believing those people. I speak from example. You know, I grew up, I got it in other videos, I've written this somewhere. You know what I mean? When I hated school. I left school as soon as I could at 16, 15, went away, worked on fishing boats, etc. But when I was at school, I was told, you're stupid, you're stupid, you're stupid. So in the end, you think, okay, I'm stupid. So what's the point in bothering if you're stupid? When I joined the military at 17, they're like, okay, what do you want to do? You got the highest score on the tests. You want to, whatever you want to do. But after all that time, I still wanted to join the infantry, mainly because I wanted to play with guns and shoot things. You don't realize that, okay, the military is actually telling you something which is the truth, where for the past 17 years you've been treated like an idiot because people want you to be treated like an idiot. So moving on, it's very, if people are constantly telling you negatives, and this is where your goals come into things. If you are ambitious, you want to do something with your life, if you have a goal to do something, whatever it is, and you've got people constantly telling you you cannot do it, then I would question whether they're really on your side or not. To me, some of the worst critics are usually your closest friends and family members. A lot of people do not want you to do well in life. They don't want you to get above your station. And somebody used that term recently, a British guy I know. I was talking to him, we was talking about things, and he came out and said, no, I can't do that. I'd be going above my station. You know what? Who said you're going above your station? He's capable of doing what we were talking about, I'm sure. But as far as society is concerned and his conditioning is concerned, he would be going above his station. He's been brainwashed. So this is where I've been told many times in my life, oh, you can't do this, you can't do that. My attitude is, fuck you, I'm going to do it anyway. If it works, it works. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. And fortunate for me, especially in the early days of my career in the investigations business, I was pulling off jobs that nobody else could pull off. And I made good money from it. And I made money from it, and I also put a lot of people's noses out of joint because they expected me to fail and I didn't. But I knew I could do the job. I knew I had the contacts to do the jobs. And I knew I was capable to do the jobs, even though I was punching way above my weight. You know what? Such is life. It worked. But if I'd listened to other people, I'd have never even got to that stage, let alone said yes to contracts and got involved in things which were, at that time, were they beyond my experience? In some ways, yes, but I succeeded. So they wasn't beyond my experience. They might have been beyond my experience, but they weren't beyond my capabilities. So this is where I come across how many people that think they cannot do things because people tell them they cannot do things. If you're confident enough in your abilities, and confidence has got a lot to do with it, then go for it. You've got nothing to lose. And I tell people these days, it's like, be like Teflon. As far as other people's criticism's concerned, and I still hear it from people these days, oh, you shouldn't do this, you can't do this. You know what, fuck you, I'm doing it. You've got to remember, a lot of people are only giving you advice for their reasons, not your reasons. A vast majority of people, again, close friends and family, don't want to see you succeed. They don't want to see you succeed because they think they'll lose you, you'll get above them, etc. You know what, such is life. If you want to stay in a small circle, if you want to stay doing what you're doing with family and friends the rest of your life, okay, no worries. But if you're ambitious and you want to achieve things, you cannot be listening to other people's advice. Take advice from people that are positive and are pushing you. If people are not, and again, a lot of people that's pushed me over the years have not been the nicest of people, not politest of people, but they've kicked me in the ass in the right direction. They kicked me in the teeth in quite a few times. But again, they pushed me in the right direction and motivated me to go on and do what I've done. So again, you need to be with the people that are actually pushing you to achieve what you're doing and pushing you to take the risks. And even if the risk is small, risks of you going outside of your comfort zone, they're pushing you to go on and achieve what you want to do. Do not associate with negative people. I know plenty of negative people these days. I class them, if you check my other videos, they're in the amusement category. So you can keep them around to amuse you. Do not take them seriously. Do not take them seriously, and do not listen to people when they're telling you you cannot do anything. Because if you listen to them, if you take it seriously, if you take it to heart, then they'll end up screwing you up big time. Work out what you want to do, go for it, do not listen to other people, and be confident in your abilities to achieve what you want to do. People are the biggest, friends, family, and listening to other people is the biggest killer of people's dreams and visions, rather than people not being capable of doing what they want to do. People are a lot more capable than, put it this way, and people listening to this, you're most probably a lot more capable than those around you will ever give you credit for. So don't listen to other people, focus on what you do, what you want to do, go for it, and see what happens. I'm sure you'll be very surprised by the results, and this is coming from somebody that's talking from experience. In the meantime, follow me along on social media. I got a lot more of these videos going up. We've got a load of content up already. My main social media platforms are LinkedIn and X, formerly known as Twitter. We got stuff up on YouTube and Instagram, but I'm not particularly keen on those. Also, I have an array of books up on Amazon that talk about various aspects of the close protection business, and also a book called Social Navigation that talks about topics like this. And in the meantime, as I say, don't listen to other people. Work out what you want to do. Keep your circle very, very small. Classify people as whether they're of use to you or not, and stay focused. And as I said, don't listen to other people. Work out what you want to do. Go for it. Ignore the criticism. Understand you're gonna make a lot of mistakes. When you make those mistakes, everybody will be putting the boot in, stabbing you in the back again. Such is life. Let them do it. Stay focused. Keep pushing forwards and achieve what you want to achieve. at least you've tried, where how many people never ever try. So be good, stay safe, and stay out of trouble.